boys. Fremantle play Carlton. Fremantle on 9 wins. Carlton on 13.5 wins this year so far. tvsportsbet.com.au has Carlton the clear favourites here. It's played over at Patterson Stadium. Crowley, Fox and Sandlands. Aaron Sandlands comes back in. They lose McPhee, of course, with that week's suspension, Shorey.
Well, look, the past month, they just cannot take a mark inside 50 and score from them. They're 17th in the competition, so that means you're not going to keep involved in games long enough on the scoreboard. I don't think they're running enough and switching enough. They're not hurting opposition from turnovers, and that means they're not running enough and switching enough, matter of fact, because when you win the ball back from the opposition, you want to try and utilise and be very offensive. I think they've slow played a lot now at the moment, and it's not like Fremantle, so maybe, I don't know, the defensive side of it, they've got most of that in control, need to release it a little bit offensively.
And this is Freo's 4th consecutive week where they play a top 6 side, and let's just have a look at their run home, because at the moment they're on 9 wins. They need 3 of these wins on the way home. Carlton, North, Collingwood and the Dogs. They need 3 of those. You can see last time they met them in the green there, they beat 3 of those sides. You'll notice a couple at Etihad and a couple at home. Collingwood and Carlton both over at Patterson Stadium. Probably won't get there, but the Dogs, you would think at Etihad they're a chance to get that. They need 3 wins, Jono. They're on 9.
Yeah, this is it, isn't it?
Yep.
You look at that. This game this weekend is the one they need to win to secure their finals berth, because they will win 2 out of the last 3 pies. You can ride off, I think.
Brett Ratton's gone over early with the team to play lawn bowls.
That's all right.
Bit of bonding. They're playing lawn bowls in the lead up to the game.
Sides like to do that at this stage of the year. Some go to the Gold Coast and go to Dream World. Carlton's going to
rolling your eyes
to some lawn bowls.
Imagine Mitch Robinson get to the airport and Rat says to him, we're going over early to play the lawn bowls to Mitch.
Somebody might break their toe on the kitty or something.
Anyway, the Blues, that's who they play over there, and Carlton only twice in the last 14 games have won over Freo. You can see the changes there. Parker, what do you make of them?
I think a couple of good changes, Carazzo and Armfield. I think that makes them better. But the dominance at the moment of Judd, Gibbs, Murphy and Scotland in particular, and I think they've now become the best midfield combination in the AFL right now. This is the first of your sets of 3 really tough games. Unfortunately, they've got to bye as well, so they need to win these to stay in contention for top 4. But they are dominating Carlton at the moment, scoring from inside 50 entries, biggest in the competition. Mark inside 50 at the moment, best in the competition. Running, carrying and bouncing the ball, number 1 in the competition. Centre bounce clearances, 2nd best in the competition. I mean, they're unbelievable. Their opponents in disposals number every week outplaying. So they've got a good side at the moment, Brian, playing very well.
And with the gun player in it, I was amazed on the weekend at how clean Chris Judd. Look, there's not enough superlative to describe this guy, but he's clean ball handling. If you're a parent out there and you sometimes wonder why your kid's not picked over someone else, often it's this sort of stuff. It's the cleanliness with the hands. Lee Matthews said on 3W on the weekend he didn't think that he'd seen too many people that have handled the ball cleaner than Chris Judd in his career.
You talk about Lee Matthews. I thought Matthews was the best that I've seen, followed by Williams in that situation. I think Judd's reached the top of the pole now. Best I've seen.
And every bit of vision there.
Best player I've seen.
Oh, definitely, but the best part about that vision, there was always 4 Melbourne players around him. So the pressure in the contest is huge, and he's still as clean as that.
He is indeed.
Didn't you say Brian Lake was the best player you'd ever seen last year?
Well, are you debasing my ability to think good players?
He did say Brian Lake was the best player.
You didn't tend to go with the flow of the river,
Oh, boy.
The tide you are.
I agree with you. You're fantastic.
Now, Shorey, you were caught up during the week with the Blues, Heath, Scotland. You spoke about Chris Judd and also the similarities between him and Nathan Buckley. This is what he had to say.
Well, both of them, I reckon, have their first dollar they've ever earned. But neither of them shell out too much for the money they earn. But look, no, they're both super players and both great leaders. They're different. Bucks was very vocal and demonstrative, I suppose, out in the field, making sure everyone was set up and really took control there. Juddy's a bit more quieter and really leads by his actions. And what's impressed me by Chris, we all know, and I knew how good of a player he was outside and how fast and clean he was, but just his strength over the ball, and he gets bumped around all day, but he just keeps his body over the ball, and he's so clean. It's really impressed me since he's come over and played with us.
Having a really good year, isn't he?
Oh, I think nearly all Australian. Look, he was a bit of a player when I coached him. He slept in a lot, missed a few meetings. He played the game a little bit. Well, one thing he did have, his competitive instincts were sensational, and I think he's the best 2-sided player in the competition. He kicks the ball naturally both sides.
Is he All-Australian?
I think at the moment he's close too, no doubt.
I agree. I think he's also.
There's something else I got out of that interview. So I just asked the boys in the van. No, it wasn't about the tie. It was his eyes. Have a look at these. They've got sort of possum eyes written all over them. Have a look at this. There's Scotland's eyes. Have a look at those for daggers.
The Port Melbourne Pies are doing a bit too.
Gee, they are good. Hang on to those, mate. Who's going to win this game, boys? Carlton.
Carlton.
Yes.
Sure.
I'm going to tip for it.
No, I'm not going to tip for it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. Sure, he couldn't cop those eyes. That's why he got rid of him.
Right, you're going to tip Freo.
I am. Sandler's back in.
Sandler's back over there. Let's jump into the next game, boys. The Western Bulldogs play the Bombers. 7 wins for the Dogs, 9.5